it's a cool story that my girls behind naming that song and shit. It was a real cool moment. But
That's
after
dope.
that, we start working on me and his song, and we got another beat from Rob Stove, because Rob Stove's a crucial part in the story too. You know what I mean? So um, we start working on another song, and we decided to call it "Get Used to Me." I was like, get used to me. That's your slogan. That's your little slogan when you just coming through the door. Like, I'm here. I'm famous now. Can't nobody take that from me. Get used to me. You know what I mean? So I was like, I got that same attitude. You know what I mean? Because you like putting me
Mhm.
on and shit. So like, that's gonna be the single that we gonna do. And he was with it. So, um,
On behalf of Akuno Senko for Bay, you know what I'm saying? Jay, where you at? We're trying to help our people elevate. Hope. HOPE. We're giving them hope. We doing what we gotta do, you know. Every day, one step at a time, man. We gonna make it happen. Helping our people elevate. Yeah. Sometimes I practice focus, thought, and meditate. I'm trying to come with other ways to help our people elevate and seeking knowledge, make me levitate. The lifted mental state is what results from how we orchestrate. This for the family's sake. Let's self-reflect and self-evaluate. And every day, make sure the steps you take, you calculate. Receive a master's fate. I know I can't exist without the hate, but that's okay. I balance that with higher self today. Success is on this way, and after that, my flesh can pass away.
All right, peace, fam. I'm back with another one. I got a special guest with me today. Go ahead, bro. Tell the people who you are and where you from.
hey, what's good, world? It's Blicky Ru back down for another interview, and shit. Let's have another banger.
Indeed, my brother. So, now where you from, Blicky? Blicky
I'm from
Ru?
Enid. I'm from Enid, Oklahoma, born and raised.
Okay. That's about how many minutes from Tulsa? How far is that from Tulsa?
I say it's about maybe an hour and a half tops. No, it can't be no more than that.
Okay. It's about going to the city type drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, what was it like growing up in Enid? Tell me a little bit about Enid. I ain't never really talked to nobody from Enid.
Shit, it's rough. It can be rough. It can be country at the same time. You know what I mean? Shit. Just cause our area country don't mean it can't get active though. Like just like any hood, any hood in America, shit can go down, and there's levels to that shit. So, you know, that's all I can, I'll speak on that. But at the very end of the day, I come from rough upbringing, Enid. It was popping back in the day. Probably not so much now. It's probably calmed down a little bit, but shit, E Town's always gonna be E Town.
He did indeed. Uh, well, I don't even know nothing about the schools. I was going to ask, tell us about what schools you went to, but I don't know. Yeah. Tell us what schools you went to down there.
I went to Garfield Elementary, and
Mm-hmm.
then after that, I moved to Perry. That's about maybe about 30, 40 minutes away. And so, but I always kept up with you know, Enid and what they was doing and shit. So yeah, I know they always been real good at football, and I got a couple homies that wrestled and shit. I wrestled a little bit, in Perry. So state champ. So I did my thing with that. But at the
Indeed.
very end of the day, shit, like I said, I got some homies that uh wrestle and do their thing there, and I got cousins to play football. I went down there and watched my cousins. One of my cousins play football, and he actually ended up naming one of his excuse me, ended up naming one of his kids after me. So,
Okay.
and I got a real unique name too. My real name is Jamari. So, and he named his son after me. So that was, some Godfather
Indeed.
type shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that
Indeed.
was an
Yeah.
honor. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So all right. I don't want to jump too far into it, but you know what I'm saying. Like I have, you know what I'm saying, heard some of your music. You know what I'm saying. So my first question is, how long? Yeah, how long have you been doing music, and what inspired you to do music?
shit, man. Let me see. I know my mama got me into a combination of my mama and my uncle and even my granny. Um, that's I've been into music since very little. You know what I mean? So and mom turned me on to the movies like Juice and Boys in the Hood, and all them type of movies and shit. So it's just music and hip hop movies just been about my life since since I was very little. So much like I performed in front of my class one time, and like I begged my teacher to let me go up there and perform. So because I've been writing my own lyrics since I was like probably 7 6 7 years old, somewhere in there. So I
Yeah.
performed my first time, and shit, me and the homies, we used to sit at the lunch table and shit. Now, now we trying to be the head of our own record labels. You feel me? So like that's the type of shit we own. So we definitely got one of them hip hop type stories, and it's some dope shit. We've been doing it since we was young,
So it's
freestyling and
you.
shit.
So it's you and a few other brothers then.
Oh yeah, shit. Uh, I got some day one homies that we used to like I said, we used to freestyle in the in the cafeteria type shit. We used to freestyle in the homie's basement, and I remember us freestyle in the car was our thing. We used to freestyle in the car all the time, and we shit, we just get back from the party and shit. We be freestyling in the car, and we do that shit all night, and then shit it turned into you know a, a few of us. We was talking about just wanting to be big on this shit. Then it turned into just like me and the other homie, just like, man, we really need to fucking uh you know what I
Invest
mean?
into
Like, yeah, like get after this shit. Like, there's a lot of money to be made, and this music's just a passion at the same time. Why aren't we chasing this shit? So, we start writing. We start writing, and really, we weren't even going to the studio yet. We like had our phones, so we like record songs on our phones and shit. So if you go to my YouTube. If you go to my
it.
YouTube at Blicky Ru, you can go and see all my old shit on there, and if you listen closely, you can hear some of them that got that cell phone audio. So that's just how just how dope. That's just how dope and real it can get. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we got that, and eventually I just had to I had to pretty much carry everything on my own and do it all on my own. But that don't mean I can't. That don't mean I can't go back and reach for the homies. You know what I mean? When I get to a
Mm-hmm.
certain spot, and I think that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing right now. So now that I doing my little big shit, I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute. Now I'm doing my little big shit in the game now. I'm trying to get this record label going, and then that's when I can start, placing the homies in different
Mm-hmm.
positions, and then we
Mm-hmm.
there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're looking out for your people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make sure everybody. Yeah,
On
'cause-
Blickies.
yeah, indeed. So let's talk a little. We ain't gonna go too deep into that. I want to get the people. I want to build up to that. So let's talk about how many projects have you done?
Shit, I got like I probably got like 3 or 4 projects out. I know they mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm trying to stack that mixtape catalog. I look up to I've been looking up to 50 Cent and Lil Wayne. Those are my heroes, and
Yeah.
we know 50 Cent mixtape, that mixtape run, that famous mixtape run, and Lil Wayne, you know, kind of followed his formula. He did,
Mm-hmm.
copied his formula and put his own little spin on it and did his own little thing. And so, you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. Like, so I'm doing my thing with these mixtapes. I got a few projects out. I got some mixtapes out. The big mixtape right now that I can think of is my King of Enid project. So, um, and that's still a working title right now. So, because at the same time I'm working on an album, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that mixtape, follow up with the album type shit. So, we'll see what the title, what the official titles are
Oh, that
when it's
sounds like a cool
time.
title though. That sounds pretty hot though.
Hell yeah. And I got some hot singles out too. I got some hot singles. I got a single out with T-Rell and Boosie. It has a lot of history and backstory behind that. And yeah, um, I'm sure that that'll pop up in the interview somewhere. But I got a big song with T-Rell and Boosie. I got a song with D12, Eminem's rap group. The Eminem came up with. We all know who D12 is, the real 8 Mile. So
Yeah, see,
I got a song with all of them. They all on there. So
see, I want to know like how did that come about? You know what I mean? Because everybody can't say. Not a lot of people in Oklahoma can say that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like I say,
right.
this is my second interview. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my partner Big Mud. You know what I'm saying? But he did a track with Boosie.
Hell yeah, hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And like you said, you got one with T-Rell and Boosie on the same track, and then you say you worked with D12. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did that? You know what I'm saying? How did that come about?
Shit, man. Um, like I want to say 2000. She was probably 2019. Yeah, it's been a minute now. So I probably say like 2019. T-Rell, T-Rell's been doing his thing in Kansas. He's from
Mm-hmm.
Kansas. He's been doing his thing, and it's my time to even tell you this. Um, Hell, back in like 2015,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was scrolling on my phone and I saw an article about T-Rell, and it was talking about him, being a rising rapper and singer and doing his thing, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
shit. I was like, he doing big things with that. I don't see nobody else in Kansas popping or doing their thing that can touch T-Rell. I'm like, that nigga's the king of Kansas, and I didn't know I was gonna meet T-Rell like a few years later. So in
Yeah.
2019, he's um T-Rell he was talking about coming to Oklahoma City and getting in the studio. So he was like, who trying to get in the studio with me? So I'm sitting back waiting. I'm like, shit, I'm waiting to see, what rappers are gonna jump on that or whatever. I'm not really seeing nobody budge, so I'm like, shit. I'm like, let me, I'm finna go hop on that. Like, I saw the potential in the situation,
Yeah.
and I knew it would have been lit.
Okay. All right. Now you were saying
Yeah,
he
so
was in the
yeah,
studio, and then nobody want to jump on the track. Whatever you were saying, waiting to see who was gonna get on.
yeah. I was waiting to see who was gonna get on, and I was like, shit, it'd be lit to get in the studio with T-Rail, and I just saw the potential in the situation, and I'm a go getter, so. I got in the studio with T-Rail, and my girl was with me, and we were sitting there, vibing, and me and him picked out our song to do, and we had actually did another song already. So like I had already had like another song with him, but
Mm-hmm.
when I was getting in the studio to vibe with him that day, we was like picking another song. So and so while we was vibing and shit, he was making a song with Jack Boy, and one of Kodak Black's,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm familiar
former
with Jack Boy.
artist, Jack Boy. He was making a song with Jack Boy, and he asked everybody in the studio, he's like, "What should I name it?" And my girl stepped up. She was like, "Fly Away." He was like, "I like that," so he called it "Fly Away," and yeah, the song got millions of views on YouTube and all types of shit. So it's a cool story that my girl's behind, naming that song and shit. It was a real cool moment. But
That's
after
dope.
that, we start working on me and his song, and we got another beat from Rob Stove. Because Rob Stove's a crucial part in the story too. You know what I mean? So um, we start working on another song, and we decided to call it "Get Used to Me." I was like, "Get used to me." That's your slogan. That's your little slogan when you just coming through the door. Like, I'm here. I'm famous now. Can't nobody take that from me. Get used to me. You know what I mean? So I was like, I got that same attitude. You know what I mean? Because you like putting me
Mm-hmm.
on and shit. So like, that's gonna be the single that we gonna do. And he was with it. So, um, we recorded our shit, and a few months later, um, I don't know, I was following up with him with something about the song or something, and he was like, we was talking about it. He was like, let's put Boosie on the song, and I was like, shit, okay. And he was like, come down here. He's like, come down to my B-Day bash. Boosie's gonna be here, and you can fucking party with us and get in the studio and all types of shit. And I was like, all right, all right. So that was like the life changing moment right there. So I like, I went down to Kansas. I partied with them all night. I actually watched them, the show first,
Yeah.
and then we went bar hopping and club hopping and all types of shit. and I got to be on the media wall with them and all types of shit. So like, man, I was that nigga that night. You feel me? So we and then we went to the studio and they finished up one of their tracks that they were tributing Mo 3.
Yeah,
So when they got finished doing that, me and Boozy, we took our picture, and Boozy was like, he was like, that verse was fire, wasn't it? Because he had already sent me the verse, and I was like, shit. I was like, you set it off. I was like, you snap since the set it off days, and man, it was just some legendary shit, and so that's like the trio, you know what I mean? Like Blicky,
yeah.
T-Rell, and Boozy on that track, and that's how that happened. So after that, I linked up with T-Rail, one of T-Rail's managers. He has multiple managers and shit, but I linked up with one of his managers. And if you look in the background of the picture of me and Boozy, you can see
Hmm.
the manager sitting back there. But he ended up becoming my manager. So after that, that's when Blicky's been on. You know what I mean? So Audio Dope Development, that's the label. And shit, I rep that motherfucker like Lil Wayne rep Cash Money and so forth. Like I'm a rep that shit hard, and we all trying to get to the top. I got me a new team and all types of shit. So
I
I told
salute you, my brother. I
yeah
salute you.
yeah yeah big salute.
Like, is there anybody that you want to work with, like locally or like? It's, I mean, it's as far as in Oklahoma wise. Any artists in Oklahoma that you want to work with in the state?
Shit, man. Of course, I'm gonna want to work with the big dogs. You know, there's levels to this shit. I feel like I'm there, but I feel like the ones that are above me are the ones that I want to work with type shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like June, I want to work with June and shit, man. Shit, even Star Life. Shout out Star Life for doing his thing and being part of TSF.
Hmm.
Big salute to that. And shout out Sauce Walker for, what I mean, giving me an opportunity and, the shit that we chopped it up about, you know what
Now
I mean?
I ain't know
So
that, and I ain't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but now you ain't just gonna slide that in there. So tell me about the Sauce Walker Connect.
shit. I wasn't meaning to slide it in there on you, but that was just crucial part of what, crucial part of the story. But I won't speak too much on that until, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay, my
you know
fault.
what
My
I
fault.
mean? Like, I don't want to speak on too much
Yeah,
on
because
whatever. So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but yeah,
That's cool
but
though.
big shout
Man.
out to
That's
Sauce
yeah,
Walker. I would love to work with Star Life one day. And shit, June's the big dog in Tulsa, and Star's the big dog, in the city. So
yeah.
man, if Blicky could get a feature from one of them, if not both of them, shit, Blicky's all about them all star songs, some all-star singles. So shit, we can all three get on that bitch and do an Oklahoma anthem or some shit. We'll turn the
See, that's
state
what I
up.
want to see is like yeah, like a state anthem or like you know what I mean. Like I want to see because it's a lot of artists in Tulsa, Oklahoma City. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I'm not too familiar with in it, but I mean like I see you doing your thing, so I salute you. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? But an Oklahoma album, I think that'd be fire. You know what I'm saying? As far as like
Be
Dallas did an
dope.
album, you know what I'm saying? Uh, what was it? T-Nutty got a state to state album. You know what I'm saying? When he did his little travels, you know what I'm saying, and went and put people on, you know what I'm saying? But just showing the people that it's talent down here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a lot of talent down here, and there's a lot of undiscovered talent, and um,
Yeah.
I think we making that breakthrough right now. We starting to show, you know, not only the rest of the country but the rest of the world that we got it too. We're a little behind, but we got it too. So I think the pioneers in this shit, and these new and these new guys too. We doing our thing. So all we can do is just keep pushing. We already got some big name. June and Star. It's just a couple. So I know there's some other big names doing their thing. So
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
got to
it
keep
is.
we
It's a
just got to
lot.
keep doing it.
It's a lot. You know what I mean? Like Young 30, you know what I mean? Turf Hog. I mean, it's a lot.
Shout out to
Yeah,
them
the
all.
youngsters. I don't know the youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm old and I don't listen to that music. But you know what I mean? It's a lot. Shout out to them. You know You know what I'm saying? It's so many artists locally that's doing a lot of music, so I can't just name all of them. My little cousin doing this thing with the TGS. You know what I'm saying? A3. Shout out to him because I know he probably might watch this, so shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? But all right, yeah. So like, are you working on anything? Well, of course you're working on something, but like, I mean, like, tell us about what you're working on.
Shit, I'm working on this. Like I said, I'm working on this mixtape so I can, get warmed up for this album, warm the fans up for this album, and I'm planning on going on tour soon too. I'm gonna go on tour with T-Rell, and he has his My Dog tour, and it's the 10th anniversary of My Dog, and there's a whole big story behind that, and
Okay.
it's one big tribute to his to his homie. So it's gonna be a real big epic deal. The My Dog tour. It's not just any tour. It's something epic. It's something special to T-Rail. So it's an honor to be part of that. I'm just waiting on the dates for that, and so I've just been in the studio cooking up and just getting ready for that. I got some fire singles that I'm gonna have on that or that I'll perform, and then I know I'll have some content off the mixtape or even the album. So we'll just see when the time comes.
Now, what's out now that the people should go listen to?
Shit, Get Used to Me's my with T-Rell and Boosie. That's like my lead single right now, and that's gonna be on my either on my mixtape or my album. We still trying to figure all that out, but yeah, that's the one to go run up right now. And then I got I got some singles for the ladies. I got some songs for the ladies, and I got some shit. I got some of that gritty street shit for the homies. So just go to my YouTube. You can go to my SoundCloud and shit. Even then, all platforms. I'm on all platforms. So just Blicky Ru. I'm Blicky Ru on everything. So um, yeah, it ain't hard to find me.
Yeah. All right. So outside of being Blicky Ru, outside of doing the music, you know what I'm saying? Give us a day in the life for, you know what I'm saying, Blicky Ru, outside of the music.
Shit, training my son so he can be the next Tank Davis or something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I said, I got some wrestling background. I won state my senior year, so I know what it's like. I know what it takes. So I'm trying to get my son on that same type of time. My oldest son, so
Hmm.
he's 5. He's already doing little basic drills and boxing drills and cardio and all that type of shit. I already got him set up to go to the boxing gym. So I already got his promo. I already got his promo posters and all that type of shit made up. You know what I mean? I'm the main one in his corner, and uh, man, shout out Jordy the Boy Wonder Swan. You know what I mean? He about to do big
Yeah.
things. So yeah, man, that's what I'm doing. If I ain't in the studio, then I'm being a family man and making sure my son's right, making sure you know, he got what
Yeah.
it takes to be the next best thing.
Indeed. And that's what I want to hear is we don't get enough credit for black men taking care of our responsibilities and being
On me,
fathers. So
on
shout out
me.
to you, you know what I mean? I salute that, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And that's
real.
why I asked that, because I wanted to hear something like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what's needed. You know what I'm saying? Because like I do what I do. I do what I can for my daughter as much when I have her. But I salute all fathers that do what they can for their children and their children's life. You know what I'm saying? On some real 100. But yeah, man, like I said, I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot of questions. This is all off the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? So like everything, like I said, I appreciate you giving me, you know what I'm saying, your time. My last question is, do you have any shout outs?
Shit. Shout out to the Audio Dope family for putting me in the motherfucking game. Shout out to them. Shout out to T-Rail. Shout out to Boozy. Shout out to D12. Shout out to Eminem and Shady Gang. Shout out to the big dudes doing it that gave me that cosign and gave me that push, and and all that type of shit. Sauce Walker, all them type of dudes I even had a conversation with, or even talked business with, or made plans with. Shout out all them dudes. For one, shout out to my wife for being in my corner, and shout out to my right hand man, Stick Up Kid Juju. Uh, Man, he's got my back every way of this shit, and man, just that's it. That's the family, man. Just shout out to my son doing his thing, and shout out to the rest of my kids for, you know, being behind Blicky Ru for everything that he does. So, big shout out to them, and shit. I see everybody at the top.
Hmm. That's right. Well, like I said, I appreciate you, brother. Make sure they hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go follow the brother Blicky Ru at Instagram.com. Make sure you hit that follow button. You know what I'm saying? Go to his YouTube channel. What you said, Spotify, on all social media platforms.
All
Blicky Ru.
platforms, all platforms.
Yeah. Go check him out. Run them numbers up. I appreciate you, my brother.
Salute.
Peace and love.